Okay, greetings everyone, and welcome to our guided Tarpanam series that we have been doing here at Pillai Center Practice YouTube. It is Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. We've been gathering together in the past week or so, actually 8 days ago. We're halfway through this great time to honor the ancestors. So it's the fortnight of the ancestors, Mahalaya, as per the Indian tradition. And it's a time where the ancestors' souls or spirits flood to the earth plane because they know people like you and anyone else around the world who is going to tune in to this most auspicious spiritual technology. They know that they can connect with the ancestors. They've got the password, they've got the username, and we are ready to go with the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai. So we're coming together to find out how to come out of our harms and hurdles, how to get rid of chronic, long-standing, long-pending issues without having to go through too many boxes of tissues. So we are suffering, we're victims to our circumstances. How is this that I'm such a good person and I'm trying to do the best and I'm trying to, start up my business or get a job or career or promotion. And every time I take 10 steps forward, there's 20 steps backwards and I have to start all over again. So what's up with that? Why is there so much bickering and fighting in my relationships with my family members, my friends, my social circle, my neighbors? Why don't my pets like me? I do everything for everyone. So these are the big who, what, where, when, why questions, and how to overcome it is what Dr. Pillai is all about. He wants us to find a way out of our situation, come out of our failures and experience success, and not just one off, a one time, yay, I hit the jackpot, or yay, I got a promotion, or yay, I've cured my disease or my illness, or I have a healing in my relationships, and so on, or maybe even a breakthrough on your spiritual path. What the heck? I've been doing all these spiritual meditations, chanting, practices. I've signed up for courses. I've gone to power spots around the world. I've gone to India on pilgrimages. I've spent a lot of time, energy, and money and my resources, and I've unplugged from my material pursuits. Well, Dr. Pillai is all about a balanced life. So 200% life means that we do something spiritually and we expect to get our return on our investments. So why is that happening? So if you've been participating in this Mahalaya Tarpanam, this 7 days guided meditation plus the preparatory video that we did on the 21st of the month. So you want to go back to the start. It's only 4 sessions ago. So we are in the 8th day, the midpoint to this Tarpanam series, where we're gathering together and we're tuning in to these most powerful times, or power times, as Dr. Pillai quotes. And he says, this is the time, doesn't matter what has happened up until this point in time. If you are showing up at the right time, you're thinking and saying and doing the right thing, then you can have a breakthrough in the now, the eternal now, which is your soul is so intelligent. It knows exactly what to do to catch up. So we can not only have faith and belief and trust and discipline, dedication, we want to experience the results of our spiritual practices and our material pursuits. So what is happening that we aren't? We need the blessings of the ancestors. So please review those previous recordings that are posted to Pillai Center Practice YouTube, as many of you have been saying that you joined the live calls, but then you went back and to review it and you got so much more out of it because they're action packed. There's so much information that is being transmitted through these calls, and Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings is waking you up to, hey, let's get this party started. Let's enjoy life. Let's get your ancestors out of harms and hurdles because they need to bless you and we need to repay the debt. What? I didn't sign up for this. Oh, yes, we did. At the level of the soul, we said, we're going to join a gene pool in lifetime after lifetime to work out some karmas, work out some behaviors. What are karmas? So it's your thoughts, your words that lead to actions, and then reaction, and then reacting over and over and over again. And we can't seem to get out of that loop because we haven't been able to get the blessings from the ancestors. So we keep saying, okay, when we go back, when we leave this physical form and we go back to wherever it is that souls go on their mystical, magical journey, lifetime after lifetime, it comes to a point where you say, okay, enough is enough. We've got to really get serious. We've got to get down to it. We need the super technology. We need the super intelligence. So if your soul has guided you, whether you're brand new to Dr. Pillai's teachings, very warm welcome to you. And whether you have been coming and going, or you've been so disciplined, you've been sticking with his teachings, every moment is a fresh, new, clean slate to go deeper and deeper and deeper into our issues. It's enough to understand, okay, this is the way of the world, this is how people are, and you have that compassion, that understanding, that empathy, but then you've got to get inside of yourself and go deep, 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 and say to yourself, your soul, your high self, your God self, your goddess self, your nature, what's natural for you, what do I do now? Because I feel like I'm just a hamster on a wheel or in the rat race. And there is no race. There's not even a human race. I don't know why we call it that. But anyways, we can't get anywhere fast. And there's no, he who has the most toys wins at the end of this. It's that person who, like yourself, and just, I'm talking to you, that soul inside of yourself is saying, hey, how much can you evolve in this lifetime? So you have been doing this for many, many lifetimes. If you stumbled across Dr. Pillai's teachings and you came back again to get the most out of your life, because these are spiritual tools that don't need any prerequisites. So you have shown up, here you are, you've got all your, you've set your intention. So that's what I invite you to do. Please say hello on the chat and where you're from. And we'll see, oh my goodness, there are so many people from so many different places around the world. So we've got this globe mapped out, and we are connecting with each other's ancestors because ultimately we're all one, right? So we're going to do what we can as a group, a global community, to get into the spirit of gift giving to the ancestors, pay our debts to them for allowing us to journey with them through their lineage. So ancestors, remember those people who are no more, they're dead. They are in other realms. They're in non-physical states of being. And some are hellish states. Some are, as Dr. Pillai shared, some of our ancestors are hanging upside down. They're burning in hells. They are in places that are freezing cold. They're in places that are extreme, so that they will have burned away or frozen away, chipped away at some karmas that they have not been able to experience in this lifetime and pay back. So if we haven't honored our ancestors, even if we've done funeral rites according to our tradition in our lives, whatever we were raised in, or maybe we're visiting now, exploring now, every tradition, every culture has something that they honor the ancestors with, and not just at the time of the death or the funeral time. So you participate in the funeral rites, but then there's also All Souls Day. There are different days throughout the year in different cultures, different traditions, whether you know it or not, and maybe you might want to explore that, where they go and honor the souls, or plant a tree in their honor, or clean up the graveyard in their honor. Some people have gone to the other side of the world to find out where their roots are from, because their ancestors are saying, hey, no one honored us. There's just a stick in the ground. And some people go, including my uncle, who is no more. He went to Europe and Lithuania, where one of my gene pool is from. And then he cleaned up the graveyard before he passed away. And I know he's really being blessed, and he's that act of kindness, compassion, empathy. Whether he knew it or not, he was just drawn. He said, I don't know why I'm going, but I just know I need to go and clean this graveyard up and honor our ancestors. And so I was like, wow, he's not I don't know. I didn't know he knew anything about honoring the tradition of the ancestors, but somehow he was going back year after year to finish it, and before he passed away. So our souls, that's what Dr. Pillai shares about. Our souls are what pump in thoughts to us that may or may not make sense, but they're guiding us every single day, good or not so good. But during this time of the ancestors, what we're finding out is, wow, we're being relieved of a lot of emotional, deep-seated anger, frustration, sadness, depression, suicidal thoughts. Some of our ancestors committed suicide, and we know of them or may not know of them. Some of our ancestors were never born. They were miscarried, or they were aborted, or they died. They weren't born into life, but they went full term, and they were deceased shortly after, or stillborn. They didn't take a breath of life. So those souls are all part of us, and they're pinging us, and they're saying things to us, and we're like, what are they saying to me now? So with this MAHA Tarpanam, the 7 days of guided Tarpanam that we've been doing with one another, the first moon gave us wealth and blessings of marriage, desired relationship if you haven't had that. The second moon granted continuation of the lineage and giving us satisfied life. Third moon gives business prosperity, helps us to get rid of stress due to forbidden relationships. So it could be that you had affairs, or you got into tricky, sneaky business and you didn't know, or maybe you did, and then you had to pay that back, lost everything. So you wonder why things go up and down. Okay, fourth moon, Mahabharani, is a great star day for the ancestors, and it gave the ability to master your enemies and help you to get the blessings of pets and animals that were killed unintentionally or harmed unintentionally before they passed away. We all experienced that, and some of you have been writing in and saying, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I needed. I could actually grieve for my pet who died a year ago, or when I was a kid. I used to hit it with a stick and I felt so bad, and now I feel like there's forgiveness and relief. So even the spirit or the souls of our pets come into our lifetime after lifetime, perhaps as guides or guardians or companions, and then they get to evolve when they have done their duty, just like we have been a worm and dirt and everything else, and we've evolved into being a human. So whenever you do anything to honor the spirits of the ancestors, the earth, everything, all the elements in nature, earth, water, fire, air, and space, ether is what makes us up, each of us and everything on this earth plane and in other realms as well, spiritual realms, but in subtler forms. So energetically, we're all connected, maybe a gross level or subtler and subtler and subtler level. So whatever we're doing here to honor the ancestors as they're now here in this 2-week fortnight period, it depends on the tradition, but they say it's anywhere from 14 to 16 days from the start of the full moon. In some traditions, we started on the first moon, and then to the new moon during this time of the year, the dark side of the moon, meaning that we can go internally. New moon means no mind. So we're getting there, where we're going to clear up anything that keeps popping up into our mind and causing us to be anxious and causing us to be confused and make wrong decisions that affect our finances and relationships and our spiritual life, material pursuits, and so on. So the fifth moon granted all over prosperity, blessings of the plant kingdom, and evergreen life. It's very interesting because right after Mahabharani Day, I went out into my garden and I was like, I'm so grateful for the nature that I can have, a little piece of nature. It looks like a little forest that I have now. And I planted some fall or autumn plants, and they're so beautiful. fact, you can see one of them is behind me here. And so when we honor the plants and we honor the waters, the rivers, the oceans, when we honor the air that we breathe, when we honor everything in life, then we are part of life, and nature is guiding us. So we feel natural. We don't feel like we're going against the grain. So that was the fifth moon. Sixth moon grants solid reputation and helps us to get the blessings of students. Tarpanam can be done by the teachers. So whatever teachers have been doing the Tarpanam, they're getting a lot of blessings from their students and vice versa. So the seventh moon secures inner strength and spirituality. It's a good day to perform Karunya Tarpanam. So you want to Jiva Karunya Tarpanam. So it's all about getting that to that deeper level of compassion for everyone and everything in your life. So you can't say you're a compassionate being. Oh, I'm empathetic, I'm compassionate, I'm this, I'm that. It's actually an essence that pours through you and guides you to be more of that, or to get a deeper understanding or experience of it. You don't just say, oh, I've got an A+ in compassion. I'm compassionate. I'm joking, because we're not taught this. We're just taught these are descriptors of the good person's qualities, and so you should make sure that you tick that off and you be that way. And then you wonder, well, am I compassionate? Can somebody tell me if I am? So we get really confused. It's all about, the ABCs. It's book stuff, but really it's about you being. So your beingness is going to help you to be more empathetic, more compassionate, more understanding. And you start with your ancestors, because they suffered a lot. Whose ancestors haven't been through wars, and maybe still are. Maybe you are as well. And God bless you to be protected and guided to find a way out. So the seventh moon is all about that, getting into a deeper state of grace. So grace is always there. Blessings are always there. But how do we tune into it? What's the username? What's the password? So Tarpanam is the offering that we give to connect with them. So today we're halfway through Mahalaya Paksha. Paksha means either side of the moon. So we're in the dark side of the moon, meaning that we're not going to be running around and looking outwards. We're going to be looking inwards. Where are those thoughts coming from? Where are those emotions coming from? Where are those ideas coming from? Your genes, your soul genes. And not only your biological soul genes, but your spiritual soul genes. So you've got the masters, the guides, the planets. They're all pumping in beingness. So we are human beings here on the earth plane, and they are beings in their places. So we're connecting with that sense of the essence of being alive, of being something. So if you're sitting here or wherever you are, you're listening in or you're watching, and you're paying attention to your thoughts, you're paying attention to what you're feeling, to how you are distracted or focused, or maybe you're in an altered state. Maybe your ancestors are pinging you and you're like, whoa, how is this happening? Well, just by showing up, 80% of the work gets done. And Dr. Pillai knows he's pulled your soul to do this, whether you're here live or watching or listening later on when you have time. It is Dr. Pillai's soul who's connecting to your soul and saying, get cleaned up so that you can shine up and you can see in your life what you need to do. Guru dispels darkness. So 8th moon, halfway there. What's that all about? Well, if you look up in the sky, you can see the moon. It's pretty much looks like a half of a moon, a half of a circle. So we know that energy is saying we're halfway there. So what are we going to clean up now? What are we going to ask for our ancestors now for? So the 8th moon gives intelligence. So not only knowledge or book intelligence, academic, theoretical knowledge, philosophical knowledge, scientific knowledge, technology knowledge. It's not going to just give that. It's going to give wisdom. So what the heck is that? Well, it's an energy that tells you it's not about right or wrong so much. It's about how to navigate. So we don't want to judge our ancestors. We don't want to be mad at our ancestors for messing up, and all of a sudden we are in this life and we have to inherit the ups and downs because we are sharing their genes, their DNA. So we looked at our nose the other day. Whose nose is that? Your grandmother's, your grandfather's who have passed away, or maybe some uncle or aunt, anyone who is no more, who is part of your gene pool, whether it's your biological gene pool or adopted or somehow you were raised, that is your gene pool. So you share the spiritual DNA that gets activated, and then it gets expressed physically in physical features or in behavioral traits, such as money is the root of all evil. What? How come I keep thinking that? And it doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have, evil is there. So I look at the word evil and just flip it around. And what is it? Spell it backwards. It's live or live, right? So we're living towards getting rid of or turning that word around. That's all. So no judgment. We just want to say, whoa, we got to this point where we didn't know what the heck was going on. How come we take 10 steps ahead and 20 steps we fall backwards and we feel like we're just getting kicked down. We can't get back up. Well, our ancestors may have messed up. So they is going to give us this intelligence, this wisdom, this energy, this strength, this knowledge, this connection to their world, wherever they are. And it's not all that the ancestors are suffering. There can be a lot. Just take a look in your life. And then you will start to, oh my goodness, I'm just like Uncle Joe, or I'm just like Aunt Barbara, or I'm just like Cousin Jack, or, whoever it is. You are, and they're no more, but you are carrying their thoughts inside of your cells. And that's what Dr. Pillai says gets pumped up into our brain. Our brain grabs it. It's a receptacle. It doesn't do too much. It just grabs on, and then we start to live the life. So it gives intelligence. It helps to get rid of curses. How many of us have said, I feel so cursed. And I can't, doesn't matter which way I turn. It doesn't seem like I get help from anyone. It seems like nobody cares about me. Or if I do care, I overgive and then I get nothing in return. So super imbalances. So I feel like I'm cursed. So it says there are curses on this 8th moon. It's called Madhya Ashtami. Ashtami means 8th. Madhya means this time of the ancestors, this Mahalaya Paksha, this time of the ancestors to feed and honor the ancestors and get their forgiveness and pay off the debt to them. So you want to get rid of curses given to you by victims of our misdeeds. So we've all messed up in life, right? And we all can look at, well, it's because my father taught me this, or my mother taught me this, or this is the way I learned, or my teachers, or whoever it was, or my priest, or my pastor, or the nuns, or whoever it was that shaped your thoughts. And then you carried that as that's how it's supposed to be. Teachers, spiritual guides, masters, brothers, sisters, whoever it was that you took their advice, and then you did something, and then you were like, hey, that's not right, and then you got mad at them, and then you, in your anger, in your hurt or your upset, you caused them pain, and then they went back. So it's just like this loop. It's like a vicious cycle, and it feels like a curse. We can't get out of it. And we all know the wrongdoings, or we start to ask ourselves, whoa, maybe I really hurt that person. And I didn't mean to. I just blurted it out. And because it was true. And all of us know that sometimes it's better to zip it and say nothing. Sometimes it's better just, instead of being right, is just be peaceful. They can be right. Who cares? Really, it doesn't matter. You're just going to move on. So, but what happens is we carry that memory, but we don't remember it. It's not like we pull it up every day and say, oh, well, when that happened. Some people do. They're very bitter about life, and they keep churning that bitterness. So even if you feel that way too about someone who you've harmed or they've harmed you, and you're in that vicious cycle because of whatever, then in order for you to get out of that and erase it, because there's no way, you're not going to be able to think your way out or talk your way out of it, because even though you may be okay with it, they may never be, ever be. However, once you start to go inside and cleanse and be peaceful, then that is an invitation for them also to let go of that curse cycle. Are you going to go dial them up or text them and say, hey, how's the curse going? No, you're just going to allow the divine to stop that karmic cycle that you have brought from lifetime to lifetime, even if they don't let go. And that's okay. That whatever thoughts or words or actions or energies that they keep sending out, because people do, they send out energies of envy, of jealousy. They are upset because you're progressing, or it could be they're upset about themselves. And that pain and upset it's related to you. So it's like this, like the Charlie Brown cartoon when we were growing up, was this guy who was called Pigpen. He was awesome. He was their friend, but he always had this cloud around him. So it was like a dust cloud. And that's sometimes what we feel like too. Like, do I have like crap all around me? Or is there a dark cloud following me wherever I go? It doesn't matter how shiny I feel. It's like I'm not liked, or people aren't receiving me, or they're not listening to my words. They're hearing what I say, but it's not having any effect. I just don't know what to do. So it can be that kind of curse too. So this 8th moon is going to give you the intelligence, the wisdom, and then help you to get rid of curses given to you by victims of your misdeeds or our misdeeds. So our ancestors, maybe we never honored them. And you're on a great path, because I felt that way too, and continue to when things happen in my life, especially during this Mahalaya Paksha, this time, this fortnight to honor the ancestors. Every day I will be experiencing these energies or these qualities coming through. And in fact, I was like, why am I thinking about this person? Why am I thinking about this situation? And then when I came to the call, just before I came to the call, I checked. I'm like, oh my God, because there were misdeeds. And it could have been miscommunication, misunderstanding. So again, it's not about right or wrong or really bad misdeeds, like you killed somebody in some lifetime, and then you're coming back again and thinking those thoughts. Oh, I just want to kill them. Or I could just, I hate them so much. Or I hate myself so much. I just could kill myself. And that's what I'm saying is it's so super crazy because you're not thinking this way. So Madhya Ashtami, even look at the word mad in English, it makes you kind of go mad. You don't know what's up, what's down. It's so confusing. So some of you maybe experience those kinds of memories that are coming and you just can't seem to resolve it. You feel like you're a victim to that even. And why? How? What's the way out? So you're invited to do the Tarpanam. And so if you're here now and you've got your Tarpanam offerings, then you can participate if it's between sunrise and sunset, wherever you are in the world. It's a good idea to do the Tarpanam offering after you take a shower, or at least wash your face and hands, brush your teeth. You want to get into a state of cleanliness as best as you can. And then it's cleansing the aura, like what I mentioned about the little character, the Peanuts character, who was Pigpen, because he had this dust cloud around him. So we have that energetically from whatever is being sent to us or we're sending out, it's coming back. So it's just that round and round we go. So we want to stop that vicious cycle. We want to have a pattern interrupt so that we feel better by giving this offering to our ancestors. So all of our spiritual practices, all our mantra chanting, all our prayers, all our meditations, all our pilgrimage, all the fire labs and everything else we participate in, all the good deeds that we do. In fact, feeding people during this time, really great thing to do. And if you can't find people to feed who really, really need food and water or something to drink, then you can go on to tripurafoundation.org and do it there, or participate in the Pillai Center services that are going on to honor the ancestors on your behalf. So you can go check that out, or check on the links below and read about it and see, feel, understand there's something inside of you that's saying, oops, I need to do this now to get rid of this curse, this energy that's following me like a pig pen. So I love pigs, but the energy around it is that you are not seeing straight, you're not clear, and you're stuck in that cycle of, oh, woe is me, and you can't come out of it. Even though you have friends around you or family members around you that kind of feel sorry for you. So we don't want that either. So miscommunication, misdeeds, misunderstanding, misinterpretation. So really, that's what Dr. Pillai says is the sins of the father, or the forefathers, or the foremothers, or the sins of the mother. It's not really gender only. It is the sin is what we carry. So the sin is the mistakes, missing the mark. That's what Dr. Pillai has shared about the sin. And I was so relieved because I come from a Catholic background, Christian background, and to sin was to, oh my God, I am guilt on steroids. I can't breathe without feeling so guilty and so bad. So this is a time halfway through this Mahalaya Paksha, this time to honor the ancestors, where you can stop feeling bad. You can stop feeling like, wow, I'm a victim to anything, or I've caused others to feel that way. So this is the time where you can offer your Tarpanam as we're doing it here. If it's nighttime in your area, or if it's before dawn, before the sun rises, then you can just wait until the sun is shining during sunlight hours in your area, and then you can do it. Because we don't want to invite restless spirits who are coming in and going to ping us and then be hanging out with us and causing us to be miserable. We want to feel something has shifted. So don't just show up at Pillai Center practice and expect nothing's going to happen. Trust me, lots of things happen. Even if you feel like, what just happened? Something shifted. I'm not really sure. It will show up in your life. So you're welcome to post your intentions on the chat as well, or say your prayers about this offering. You might even feel like, whoa, I don't even know what it is, but there's so much energy and I'm crying. Lots of people have said I've shed so many tears during Mahalaya, because it's the ancestors who are crying with the relief that you have done something to help them. So that's paying back our debt to the ancestors for coming through the lineage and helping the soul genetics, the gene pool, to get cleaned up, to get scrubbed up good. And then once they are satisfied, once they are satiated with this Tarpanam offering that I'm going to get to right now, just to review for those people who are new, or those people who, hey, you want to try and add some new ingredients to your Tarpanam offering if you have been able to get that in the past few days. So halfway here, please set your intention, set your prayer with the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai. We are going to experience the ancestors giving us tremendous blessings. Even if you feel like, I have the worst ancestors, trust me. And you can listen to or watch the recordings of previous calls that I've done. And I have come from fabulous ancestors, a lot of really dodgy ancestors as well, as we all have. How else would we be on a spiritual path if everything was honky-dory, right? So we've got to come down as a soul on a journey, and then jump into a gene pool and live a life or many lifetimes and figure it out, what it is that we need to do to get the blessings to live a more prosperous, healthy, happy, joyous, curse-free life, and be forgiven and forgive others. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'll be moving away and the camera will be right up on top of this altar that I'm going to adjust now so that you can see what we need to do to honor the ancestors at home or wherever you are, and then to get the blessings. Super, super easy to do. So let's just do a little quick review. We've got something that we're going to start with. This is Ganesha grass. So Ganesha is this divine being who will help you to remove obstacles internally so that you can experience the blessings, the success of this ritual that we're going to do. Because rituals make you to feel rich. They enrich your life. So you can see from this Ganesha grass that it is fine. It's also called Durva, D-U-R-V-A, Durva, or Bermuda grass. So it's fine, and it's dried out, but that's okay. Dr. Pillai says we can use it. So we're going to offer it to Ganesha, but I just want to show you the difference between the Darba, which is the grass that you offer or we offer to the ancestors. So this is Darba, D-H-A-R-B-A, is one of the ways you can spell it. And you can see it's kind of harder, more sturdy and straighter. And then both of these types of grasses, they come in very long pieces. What I've done is I've cut them up. So you see, this is what we're going to honor or offer to Ganesha, and this is what we offer to the ancestors. So, and I cut the little pieces up, and you're welcome to do that if you can get it online or at a temple or somewhere. We've talked about that before. So this is the chopped up pieces, very small pieces, and then you can add it to the Tarpanam mix. So we're going to do this once we get into the ritual, but I just want to share with everyone because people are new to the teachings and they just are maybe going to watch this recording here, which is fabulous, but I encourage you to watch the others so you can really get educated about it, get into it, and understand. So the Tarpanam is this black sesame seed. It's like the gold of the ancestors. It has super atomic power to get rid of stubborn karmas. And how it relates to the planets is Saturn is the planet of karma and dharma. So he is the one who says, okay, this is what you got to do for your life, and this is the payback. So this is, you can have just a small amount. This is like a shot glass, 1 ounce. So small amount, and you don't even use all of that. I'm just showing it for camera purposes. But really, you'll see it's not too much. So this will probably do you for about a month of offering every day, which is what Dr. Pillai shares. Do this Tarpanam every day. Even if you don't participate in the paid services or the year-long programs or whatever is going on Mahalaya and all throughout the year, during ancestor times where you connect with them and get their blessings, get the relief, get the forgiveness and so on, pay the debt off, then you will see that, oh my goodness, this is something that I can do at home easy. So that's the first ingredient, the only ingredient. If you have beige sesame seeds to start with, fine, start with that. And then you just pour some water, which you'll see. The next ingredient is white rice or white rice powder. So this is what white rice powder looks like. It's white and it looks powdery. It's ground up like a flour, right? Well, it is a flour. It's white rice flour. So I'm showing you in these big containers because once you have it set up, you can just keep taking small amounts out of it and have it in your altar or your space, maybe your kitchen cupboard where you dedicate to doing your spiritual practices that you will see over the years. Dr. Pillai adds them according to what is needed and according to the souls who, like yourself, who are coming to get this knowledge, this technology. So here it is here. There's the white rice powder. And then you have white rice greens. They can be cooked or non-cooked. Non-cooked is easier, right? It's really handy. So again, here's the Darba grass. That could be the next ingredient. Now we also have the coin. We're going to put a coin on with each. So even if you just have the black sesame seeds, you can put the coin and then the water, and that will be fine. This is what we're going to be using in a couple of days, is focusing more on it. We're using it every day in the big mix. So this is sacred basil or tulsi or tulasi. And this is what you honor to your ancestor who's connected to Lord Vishnu. Vishnu fulfills your wishes. He's also the kind of like the CEO or the overlord of the ancestral realm. So he will help them to get into the ancestor heavens. So that's the passcode. So the username is Tulsi, then the passcode is you give it to them during this Mahalaya Paksha or 11th moon, especially, which is coming up. This is something that we would give in honor of Lord Shiva to get rid of bad, stubborn karma that we can't seem to bust through the ancestors. So it's called Bilva or Vilva leaves. This is dried again. And then these are smaller pieces of it that Dr. Pillai said you can just use it, sprinkle a little water, it comes to life. So this is called sandalwood powder, and you can make a paste of it. We're going to do that a final day. I'll show you how to use all this fun stuff in a more elaborate way. This is the turmeric. Turmeric is money, so it will bring in that goddess energy, and it will also heal. It's got a lot of healing energy, a lot of healing power. So healing can be healing your finances, your relationships, your physical, mental, emotional healing. So anything or anyone in your life that you want to ask for forgiveness and ask for a healing, that's what you can do too. Honor that. So add that to the mix, turmeric. You can offer some flower petals as well. And then the water is going to make it all to come alive. So here's a little bit of a mix. So you can have that just minimum. So you can see that there's the black sesame seeds. You've got some white rice grains, maybe some white rice powder, and then some darba grass and some bilva for Lord Shiva, and then some, let's add it here. And we've got some sacred basil or the tulsi for Lord Vishnu. So it's got a few of the ingredients, and I think everybody can pretty much get that in their places around the world. If you can't, then you can order, at least get the black sesame seeds. And like I said, this will probably last like a year or more. So not too much, right? This will probably last a month. So you don't need to invest too much. You can do more. Maybe this will only last one session for some people, because some people like to do 108 offerings in one session, one ritual. So in a nutshell, this is what it all looks like. We'll add the flour to that too. So you can see it's got some nice colors of the turmeric, the sandalwood paste. You got the darba grass, darba grass. We've got the Ganesha or tulsi. Got the rice grains, black sesame seed, the white rice flour, turmeric. I think I've said it all. So there you go. So that's what we're going to offer to the ancestors momentarily. So that's the mix that you want to have. And here's the coin even. So it's the coin you can do the offering and then just wash the coin away and put it in there. We'll take out the flour because you won't want to do that. But this is what you would keep by your kitchen, or some people do their actual tarpanam in their shower or in the sink. It's okay to do that, but it can kind of clog the drain. So make sure you have a drain catcher. Because it's recommended by Dr. Pillai to do it right after your shower, some people do it, they shower and then they stay in the shower and offer a small amount of the tarpanam. So then to keep it waterproof, you put this, it's sealed, and then you can just have it in your drawer or whatever. Nobody needs to know that you're doing it. In fact, you want to just keep all your spiritual practices to yourself, because how do you even know what's happening? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to, now that you've thought about your prayer, you've thought about the ancestors and who you have maybe disrespected while they were here on the earth plane, you made fun of them, or maybe you thought bad thoughts about them. You didn't even know those ancestors, but you thought, oh, they've harmed my family, and then you're miscommunicating and you're misunderstanding. So you're missing the mark, because those ancestors are inside of you. So if you don't like those ancestors, you don't like yourself. So we're just going to get out of that crazy loop. During Madhya Ashtami, this 8th moon of the ancestors, bringing a lot of joy already. I can just feel a lot of joy and a lot of relief that you're here doing the right thing at the right time. And this will help you to help the ancestors to move into higher realms, and for you to be relieved of their pain and suffering and get the blessings. You've paid your dues. So we've got some spring water. I'll just take the lid off there, make it all happen very easy. When it's all set up, it's really super easy to do. So we're going to offer the Ganesha grass first of all, so you can focus your attention on the pelvic region, the tailbone, where Ganesha's energy is, and then into the belly or the navel region, the navel chakra, and the sex center as well. So it includes those first three chakras, psycho-spiritual centers. Even if you don't know what it's all about, just focus your attention in those body parts. We'll call on Ganesha to remove the obstacles, to give us the success by coming and doing this spiritual practice, to honor our ancestors, to pay the debt, and get the blessings. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now, you can be closing your eyes and connecting more deeply internally with that energy in the lower chakras. Imagine a ray of light shooting up your backbone. That's the Kundalini, or the goddess energy, your high self, your nature self, your soul self, that's going to send out a signal, activating all your chakras as it goes up your spine, in your subtle body. It pierces the brain and the top of the skull and goes up, up, up. You're sending out an SOS, a signal to the divine, to connect you to the ancestral realms, good or not so good, wherever your ancestors' spirits or souls are evolving or devolving. You just ask for the connection so that this offering will be received. Once you're connected, they can come instantaneously. Imagine Dr. Pillai appearing before you in a form you're familiar with, or a vast light that embraces you. It opens up your cells. Like a human sponge, you soak it up right into your DNA. Dr. Pillai is the conduit, if you will, to empower you to experience a shift because you showed up, because you're doing your Tarpanam. And his energy is to remove your karma, change your destiny through this Tarpanam today. Remove curses. Remove you from cursing, the thoughts inside of you from cursing others, or being bitter or jealous or angry or upset or depressed, being a victim. Ask that you absorb the spiritual energy from Dr. Pillai's image or light getting into your DNA, into your genes, into your cells, from head to toe. You're soaking up the light. Receive it in your eyes. Burn the karma that you see every day that's no longer serving you, that's stuck in your eyes. Receive beams of light in your ears. Purify whatever you've heard or whatever you've said. Inside, you've heard your own voice saying it, whether it's to yourself or others, out loud. Burn it. Purify it. 2 beams of light up the nostrils. It's where you take in the life force energy. You breathe in. Take a breath in to stay alive. Purify it. take a beam of light into the mouth, the tongue, tip of the tongue, middle of the tongue, back of the tongue, and the throat. The throat is where the stubborn karma is. And it's easy to know because whatever you're saying to yourself or saying to others, you get choked up, or you feel sick and you cough, or some constriction in the throat. Then a beam of light pierces your forehead. It gets inside your brain, cleanses all the thoughts that you've carried in this gene pool of your ancestors, connecting to you. Cleanse it so you can have a clear state of mind, attentional energy, and get the fullest blessings. And a beam of light comes down from the heavens, the ancestral realms where they're in God-like states. Some of our ancestors are saints, or they're evolving, they're masters. They may have been teachers, spiritual masters who we disrespected in previous lifetimes. And they're coming and they're saying, okay, good. Come and give me the debt that you need to pay, which is the Tarpanam. And then we're good to go. You get the full blessings. Once again, connect with Dr. Pillai. Imagine the energy getting soaked up into you like you're a human sponge. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Now ask or pray for whatever it is that you know that you have done to yourself or others, your ancestors. You've said something, you've heard something, thought something that is causing you to feel stuck, and they are stuck. Even if you don't know, but you just have a feeling, that's okay. So all known and unknown ancestors, please accept the Tarpanam and then give us the relief, give us the blessings in return. We didn't know any better, just like you didn't know any better. And slowly, slowly, you can be opening your eyes, and we are going to get ready now to do the group Tarpanam together. Always take your right hand. You want to be facing in the south direction according to the Indian tradition, or southwest. That's where the ancestors are. In other traditions, it can be other directions. Sometimes even in the Indian tradition, you face the east. So please don't get too hooked on or stuck on or worry about the direction. However, according to Dr. Pillai, he says face south, southwest, east. That's fine. So you can take some, this was unopened water, spring water. If you're near a tap or a sink or shower, you can do that too, use that. So you just take a little bit and wash if you haven't done that already. And then what we want to do is take the already mixed up Tarpanam, and then even if you just have, let's start with the black sesame seeds. Even if you just have black sesame seeds, I just want to show you how much it takes. This is it. Not much at all, not even a coin-sized amount. So you can see that this is going to last you. If you do it every day, it's going to last you. So we want to be economical as well. So this is what we will offer. You can take your coin and put it on there. And then if you have more of the mixture, which we're going to use today, because we want to get rid of those curses. So we're going to offer some big amounts. This is a big power day. We're halfway there through Mahalaya. So once again, connect with your Tarpanam offering, have it over top of a bowl or the sink or wherever you're pouring it. Maybe you're at the lakeside or riverside or oceanside. Then you can take a little bit of water. So right hand is the Tarpanam, pour with the left hand in this case, and then hold it over the bowl. Take your left hand and put it underneath. Now, you can keep your eyes open and just gaze into the Tarpanam offering. You might see some things moving around, or you might feel a sensation or some experience inside of you. You might be overwhelmed with emotions. Make a prayer to 6 generations on your mother's side of the family. You don't even know who they are, known or unknown. It's in general, 6 generations on the mother side of the family, the maternal side of the family. Please come and accept this offering. I humbly offer to you. Please forgive me for any misdeeds, not remembering you, thinking bad thoughts about you. Maybe I acted badly towards you while you were here. And then you're stuck, and we're stuck in this loop of consciousness. And then I can't find a way out to experience relief, forgiveness, end to the suffering, end to this vicious cycle, end to the sadness, the jealousy, the anger, the greed, the hatred that has been mixing around in this 6 generations of known and unknown ancestors. Please accept this offering. Remove the curses. Remove the suffering. Remove the misdeeds. Remove victim consciousness from me. I always feel like a victim because you feel like that. Again, feel what's inside of you. See what you may see or hear. Then you can take the water and pour it and imagine all the sins, all the mistakes being washed away. And do it with your whole body, mind, and soul attention. And feel it as it's pouring through the palm of your hand, the fingers, the coin drops. Leave it there in the bowl. And wash away. And as you're washing away the hand, everything, the Tarpanam mix there, feel the relief. Feel the end to the suffering. And then you can dry off your hand, or you can keep it over the bowl. In this case, I'm drying it off because I'm going to take the coin out to be reused. For when we offer now to the father side of the family. Right hand facing the south, southwest, or east. You start with a little bit of the black sesame seed if that's all you have. Very tiny amount. Your coin, put it on top. We're going to add more because this is Madhya Ashtami. This is halfway through Mahalaya fortnight. And we're going to pour on the Tarpanam to get rid of this once and for all. Of the vicious cycle. So you're facing in the direction that you need to face, connecting with your heart, your body, your mind, your soul. You pour a little bit of water, thinking about 6 generations on the father's side of the family or the paternal side of the family, where the sins are haunting you. We'll add some flowers too. Maybe we'll add some darba grass. So this is how the ancestors speak to you. You will start to add things. Add more and more. And take a deep breath in and out. So this is for 6 generations on the father's side of the paternal side of the family. Pour a little bit more water and make your prayer. Feel the goosebumps or heat or cold or stillness or agitation. Left hand under right hand, wholeheartedly. Please, 6 generations on my father's side of the family, the paternal side of the family, known or unknown ancestors, come and take this offering. Some of you may be feeling very emotional. The sins of the father run deep. And as you go deep inside of yourself, it gets relieved, gets washed away. The tears are washing it away. Any misdeeds, any curses, please accept this offering. Be at peace, go into higher realms. Bless me, bless all of us. And then left hand, you can be pouring. And as you're pouring, do it with whole heart and your body and your mind and your soul. And you see the ancestors, you feel, you sense something that's being offered into the bowl or the sink or the lakeside, oceanside, riverside, wherever you are. Maybe you're in nature. Maybe you're in your backyard. Maybe you're in your shower. And feel it being washed away. And then you can search around, or if you have the drain catcher, you catch all this. Take the coin out, put it off to the side to be reused. Now, you can wipe your hand a little bit. We're going to complete this ritual. Pray. So you bring your hands together in prayer. And then even if you want to, bend your head forward and then you touch your fingertips to your forehead. Please, in the name of Dr. Pillai, who is guiding our souls to be here, to experience connecting with our ancestors halfway through Mahalaya, the fortnight of the ancestors. Please bless us to come out of the vicious cycle of victimhood and curses and feeling bad about any misdeeds, any miscommunication, any misunderstanding. That is removed from our consciousness, from our DNA, from our souls. We are disconnected from it. It's cleansed. So in his name, you can ask for blessings for your ancestors on both the mother's side of the family, the father's side of the family. Go deeper into your prayer, in your heart. Be sincere. And then ask that the ancestors be relieved, to be feeling blessed, to be forgiven, to be able to forgive and bless us. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the souls of our ancestors, peace to the world, peace to all realms. And as you're coming back, you're letting go. You're connecting with your intention, your prayers. You're connecting with Dr. Pillai, thanking him for guiding you to come and do this, to get some relief from the suffering that you have been carrying. And now you know, oh, good, I've done something that can help my ancestors, and then they can help me. So slowly, slowly, come back to yourselves and let go. There we go. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Those of you who need to jump off. Thanks so much to, I believe it's Bhairavi here today, and Arjun, or could be Jamie as well. Thank you so much for helping out on the chat. I see you've been chatting it up and helping out our friends here in this call today live. Please come. We have, tomorrow is a great day because it's the 9th moon, which is ruled by Lord Yama, the god of death. So we want to die off to the old ways, or that which we've inherited knowingly or unknowingly. And it's a really great way to honor the ancestors, to pay off the debt that we haven't been able to pay off for our ancestors, for them inviting us into the gene pool. So to come and live a life and cleanse the body, mind, and soul, and stumble across these teachings or get a better understanding of it. And so it becomes a practical, everyday thing that you do in your daily life. So minimum is the offering the black sesame seeds. That'll last you quite a while. And then some water, and you can review this or other YouTubes that Dr. Pillai or the other teachers have done as well over the years. Happens to be one of my most favorite times of the year, even though it's quite intense. And you're welcome to check out those recordings, because there were some real-time indicators that the ancestors were telling us, hey, pray for this today. So tomorrow is going to be the 9th moon, waning cycle. And that is to honor Lord Yama, the god of death, the god of Dharma. And he's also the brother of Lord Saturn. So those people who know about astrology and you know that Saturn's been really hammering at you, come and get the blessings. So for those of you who need to go, thank you for joining. And we'll see you tomorrow or on the 11th moon, 13th moon, and new moon. Please, please, please come. Check out Pillai Center, because the offerings are still there to honor the ancestors, especially when it's done in India. We can't get there. So it's done on our behalf for the ancestors to give us the blessings in return. So thanks so much for joining, and thanks everyone for posting your notes here. Let's see if anyone has shared anything that is, everything is interesting that people share. So people are saying hello from all around the world. Happy to be here. Eva is saying, able to make it today. And that's the great thing, is how do we know that we're in the right place at the right time? Because we're so excited to be here. We're happy to be here. Even though our life may be up and down and inside and outside, we're happy to know there is a way out, to honor the ancestors, to propitiate. Just like all the gods, all the saints, all the sages, they all come to the earth plane, whether they are in high realms of meditation and goodwill for humanity. Their consciousness, their beingness, just like we're human beings, their beingness is coming, and the essence of it is coming and asking to get us to do the Tarpanam. So that lineage can be cleansed, that spiritual lineage can be cleansed, so we can receive the fruits of all of our actions that are good and on the spiritual path. And some people say, even, I felt like I was in a spiritual crisis or dark night of the soul. That was not just one night, it was many nights, many years even. And they feel like they're just lost. And then they come and do the Tarpanam, start to integrate it into their everyday life. Takes like a minute every day. Once you have all the ingredients and you know what to do, and you do it a little while, and you don't just do it and hope it all works out. You want to really focus and concentrate and know that, whoa, something happened. The ancestors came. Some people repeat this offering that we did. They will do it again and again and again and again in one session. So maybe they'll take an hour or two out of their life just to feed the ancestors. So it might be something that many of you who are new, or you haven't really been experiencing Tarpanam by doing it every day, just a couple of times a day, you want to get a deep, deep cleansing. This is the halfway mark in Mahalaya. So, and it's to remove that curse karma. So you can't think your way out of curses or talk your way out of them. It has to be done spiritually. So let's see what others are sharing here. Mostly people are saying hello, and then Bhairavi has answered people's questions, so I really don't have to say anything. Roz is saying, I'm sure most of our ancestors have experienced a range of life experiences, both positive and negative. And it's a great observation or comment, Roz, because it reminds every one of us that who's thinking these thoughts. How do we know what our ancestors, what's going on with our ancestors, even if we never knew them, or we didn't know anything about them? Maybe our parents passed away, or people passed away in our lives that we had no clue about. But then look in your life. Maybe you were adopted, maybe you were given up and you were raised in another family, but look in your life. The areas of your life that you're struggling with, your ancestors, either they struggled in their lifetimes or they were cursed by others. So that is what we're trying to get to, that essence of it. So we can't think our way out of it or do stuff to work around. That's what we do here on the earth plane. However, at a really deep, deep level, to get rid of that, we've got to use a technology, use the spiritual technology, and this is what it is. And it's across the cultures, across the traditions, so it's not something new to any human being. Maybe it might be new to us because we just didn't realize it. So as Dr. Pillai says, you be your own experimental person in your life. You do it, and then you see what happens. You see what you experience or feel what you experience. Or some people start to get messages or dreams. They dream about their ancestors and go wild dreams. And then they realize, oh my goodness, I have to do the Tarpanam to honor them. And then what you'll find out, and as Dr. Pillai shared over the years, that the ancestors will move the mountains for you. So you might, all of a sudden, you get a car out of nowhere, you get the financing for a mortgage, or you get a house, or, the things that you have been waiting and waiting and waiting for and wondering, why is it that I'm not being able to manifest? Because we haven't prayed to the ancestors first. And then the gods will say, okay, great, now I can come. So we really, really need to. So somebody is saying aborted baby souls can be quite vengeful. Not necessarily vengeful. It's that they didn't get to live a whole life. So that intelligence inside of you, maybe you have experienced that in your lineage, or you yourself have miscarried or aborted, or had a stillborn. So it's not about right or wrong. It's about that soul's energy or essence maybe showing up in your life as you can't take responsibility for your life. You are showing that everyone else is at fault, or no one took care of you, or you can't take care of anything. So imagine a baby that it needs everything, and then it couldn't ever grow and develop into old age in the physical world. So it's just got baby consciousness, or not even baby, it's not born. So it's everything is they can't be responsible. They have no experience. So you might be, just saying, you might be experiencing things that you've done, and you're just like, wow, I'm intelligent, I'm educated, I'm this, I'm that. Why does this keep happening? Because at some level, you're carrying that energy that's not allowing you to take full responsibility of your problems, of your situations, of your issues, of your actions that you take, the thoughts that you have. And that keeps swirling around, swirling around, swirling around. So doing the Tarpanam will take care of that kind of behavior or essence. Roz is saying, what moon phase? 8 here in Toronto, Canada, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So 8 Ashtami, Madhya Ashtami is a powerful time. It's the midway point through this Mahalaya Paksha, the fortnight of the ancestors, where you can get a lot of that. What the heck is happening in my life? And the ancestors who have been cursed, upset at you or your lineage, maybe not at you, but you're the one who's here. So you can do something. So that's what it is. Somebody's saying, I don't know which ritual package to purchase. Please go send an email to office@pillai.com. They'll help you out. Awesome diva goddess is saying, we are our ancestors projected to present time. Think about it. Your mother, your father created you from their genes as they were created. So are we creating ourselves, ancestors projected forward to each time. That's what it is. So we have trillions of DNA. We have so much in us. And that's our genes, Genes. And it is something that we ask as a soul, okay, how do we get into this body that's going to grow into this who we are now? It wasn't always like this. So it's growing, evolving, and then the behaviors, the actions that we take, the words, the thoughts, everything that we are cumulative understanding of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually is being expressed all the time. So today is the expression of the genes, especially those who have felt wrong, that there was wrongdoing, or you felt guilty, or as we mentioned, upset, hatred, like a deep-seated, why am I jealous? I can't stand that I am. Some people are like, no, I'm not. And yet there's the feeling that you are, and how do you get rid of it? Nobody wants to admit it. So it's not something that can easily be wiped away, and it can be all these different kinds of ancestral challenges that are coming to the surface. So forgive and be forgiven. How do you do that? Not just mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You got to do the tool. And that's what the Tarpanam can satisfy the soul and say, okay, we're done. End of story. So people are sharing their different things a lot about crows. Crows are indicators of Lord Saturn. And then that's an indicator of the karma. So, and it's also related to the death. So it's not something that you have to get too much into, but you can just see the signs. Hey, we're doing the right thing at the right time. So a lot of you have been sharing with one another, and it's beautiful. Forgive yourself first. It's written that it's done unto you which you perceive, to see yourself forgiven and let that energy out. Let the positivity flow in. It's all about loving you as you. Awesome, Diva Goddess has posted. Great. So thanks again so much, Bhairavi or Arjun, or Jamie, if you're here as well, and everybody who joined today. Thanks to Dr. Pillai for guiding us all to experience a deeper understanding of Mahalaya Paksha, the great night or fortnight of the ancestors, the great time of the ancestors. We're halfway there. Tomorrow we'll meet again, same time, same place. And then after that, we're going to meet a couple of days later for the 11th moon. And we're going to meet a couple of days after that for the 13th moon. And then the new moon a couple of days after that. So it's leapfrog every other day. And so in between, do your Tarpanam. You can do it one time, many times. Let us know how you feel. Send an email to office@pillai.com and share your experiences about this, or show up and pop it onto the chat, and you'll inspire others. And that may be the ancestors saying, hey, be inspirational. Don't be complaining. That's what Dr. Pillai said. You complain too much. And then I was shocked. Like, I was like, oh yeah, we're just complaining about what's wrong. instead of doing what you can do to make it right. So when you come and you inspire others and you do your own practice and you be that role model for others, not that you're saying, hey, look at me, you're saying, hey, there is a way out. So this is a time to do it. It's a time of the year that's a cleansing time of the year in nature. Here we are in autumn, in fall season in Toronto, Canada, and it is a time to really watch the leaves fall off the tree. They're dead, and it's coming into a time period where there's going to be a renewal, but it's going to take some time to go through the winter. So you're going to go really deep, deep inside of you, even though you're going about in your everyday life and you're thinking the thoughts of whatever you think. Start with the Tarpanam and keep doing it. It will sustain you all the way through for the rest of your life if you do it every day. So thanks, everyone. Mrs. T says, can we do one offering and include the lineage from both sides? Yes, Mrs. T or Miss T. And you can watch the recordings that were previously done. There's so much information shared. Repeating it, reinforcing it is what we love to do because who can remember it all? But just know that that is there for your reference. And when you have time, it's a really good thing to do. You can take notes or you can just fast forward it and participate in the Tarpanam offering if you missed it on those power days. You'll get into the energy of it. So God bless you all. We will see you tomorrow and have an amazing rest of your journey with the ancestors. Make sure that you do it between sunlight hours, meaning after you take a shower, and it's after sunrise, and then you can do it all the way through the whole day up until sunset. If you've done it before sunrise and after sunset and you didn't know, don't worry about it. Just correct yourself and do it. Say, hey, I didn't know. And then get back at it, because we are living in the eternal moment. The eternal now is way more powerful than whatever we've done up until this point or what we could even imagine doing in the future. Right now is what we have. So whenever you're doing your right now Tarpanam, do it with honor, with grace, with the blessings of Dr. Pillai, knowing he's guiding your soul anyway. So even if you mess up, he's got your back. He's got your soul. So God bless you all. We'll see you when we see you next. Namaste.